Okay, this is Paul Vigna. We are here at the Lemoyne store in the West Shore Shopping Center. A couple of VIPs here for one of Kurt Heinzelman's and Shane Villa's regular tastings. This tasting will go from noon till 2. And we have Daren Miller, who grew up in York County, worked at Naylor Wine Cellars, then met Emmanuelle, and now they are owners of 2 wineries in Bordeaux. They are pouring their wines today. Here's the rosé, and here is the white. And I thought, just to get you acquainted, I sort of know the story. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but let's do a little get to know before the tasting starts at noon. So Daren, Emmanuelle, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You want to talk tell a little bit about
so as
what
you
were telling me.
Yeah, so as you said, I grew up in York County, down in not far from Stewartstown. Worked at Naylor Wine Cellars for quite a while in high school and continued afterwards. And one day, Emmanuelle came over for a training period and ended up at Naylor Wine Cellars. That's how we met in 1994. 2 years later, we were married. And little did I ever dream of going back over to France. I ended up in a foreign country, speaking a foreign language, and making wine. So, Emmanuelle?
This is exciting, yes. And we have right now 2 different wineries. One on the appellation Côte de Bordeaux on the right bank, where we have actually how many acres?
About 120 acres.
Thank you, because it's on hectares for us. Where we produce whites, reds, rosé, and today we're actually having the rosé and the white for the tasting. And on the other side, we bought in 1998 another winery on the appellation Médoc, where we produce only red wine, and we have how many acres?
That's about 70 acres.
70 acres. So yes, we have fun now. The wine is in PA right now, so we are very excited about that. We're going to have a great tasting today with Kurt and at Lemoyne.
Always happy to have my wines back in the home state.
And thank
right
you
here
for
in PA.
welcoming
Thank you,
us, Kurt.
Thank you for coming.
Talk a little bit about, so what's the day-to-day like? You know, there's that, 2 wineries in Bordeaux. How romantic, and you put your feet up.
Exactly.
And,
everyone looks and says, oh, how beautiful this is. Oh, what a dream you're living and everything. Well, when you get into the dream, sometimes it's a lot of work too, and but it's fun work. It's been a great 22 years now that we've been over there together. We've got 2 beautiful girls, and but the life is nice. It's like a lot of people might imagine it. It's a very tight family knit life. We work with her sister and brother-in-law as well, and her parents who are still there working with us as well. And but we have a lot of fun traveling and meeting the customers. My wife goes to China a lot, back to the U.S. when she can, and we're traveling, meeting different the end customer, and that's answering questions and just getting them to know that Bordeaux is fun. They're easy wines. It's not complicated. You can enjoy them too.
And you are welcome to come visit us at the winery 6 days out of 7. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you get involved with that too? I know here, obviously, tasting rooms are open sometimes 7 days a week.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Are you sometimes in the tasting room?
Yes.
Oh, all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We're always there. We are
Yeah,
always
yeah.
there. There's always a family member at the winery ready to welcome customers. We welcome them directly. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
For visits, tastings, and tours.
Now, how about in terms of just getting into the cellar or going out in the vineyard? Is that part of your day-to-day? I know, obviously, you have other people do some work.
Yes.
Sure. We have, how many employees we have now?
We have around 20 people right now as a team who's working with us, plus us. So yes, some people are more technical
in the vineyard or in the winery. As myself and my brother-in-law, and then Emmanuelle and her sister take care of a lot more logistics and customers and retail.
Yep, and export.
Sure.
Because it represents 50% of our production. The total production is about 650,000 bottles a year, and so 50% is going out of the country right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Export is a large part of our market. Very important for us right now.
So when I talk to winery owners or winemakers, they talk about, man, the weather is every year it's something different. That's really your biggest variable, isn't it?
Yes, huge.
Bordeaux as well as the United States.
It's the soil and it's the climate. Those are the 2 main things. That's 90% of the quality of the grapes and the wine. So yeah, unfortunately this year, as you probably heard, we had hailstorms that hit Bordeaux quite harsh, and the Cognac area just north of us got a hit as well. We escaped the hardest part of that, but a lot of our neighbors and friends really got hit hard. Another hard blow for some producers there in Bordeaux, because we had frost. We had frost last year as well. So in any case, we're playing with Mother Nature, and that's it's nice when it's good, and it's tough when it's bad. So in any case, we accept that as one of the risks because we love what we do.
Right. Hey, someone's asking just the names of the wineries. So, what are the two names of the wineries again?
Should I say it in French or maybe both? It's called Château des Tourtes,
and it's Tourte, Tourtes.
Okay.
Meaning turtle dove, actually.
Which is the short of turtle dove.
Yes.
So Château.
And Château Haut-Bézac on the other side in Haut-Médoc.
And Haut-Bézac would be Hautbeyzac.
That's it. You got
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Excellent.
So it's from Vignoble Ragueneau. That's my maiden name. It regroups the two wineries. Vignoble Ragueneau regroups these two wineries. So if you find either Château des Tourtes or Château Haut-Bézac under Vignoble Ragueneau, it's us.
Which we are working to get other wines into the state that will be coming soon. So keep up to date.
Okay. Did you say about how many acres of vines you
Altogether,
have?
we have a little over 200 acres of vines. Yeah, and like Emmanuelle said earlier, a little over 600,000 bottles a year, and about 20-some different export countries, a lot in Asia, as Emmanuelle travels to quite often, and here in the U.S., and a little bit in Canada as well, and we're always looking for other export markets.
Okay. I know here, we're still early enough in sort of the industry here. I think people are still trying to see what grows well and what doesn't.
Yeah,
so they're,
sure.
They're going from sort of what they planted 15 years ago to maybe pulling it out and try something new.
A lot of trial and error.
How much? I mean, by now, are the vineyards in that area established enough? You're not doing that, or you're still experimenting there a little bit?
No. We're highly regulated with what we can and can't do in Bordeaux. We're regulated on the yields especially, and we're regulated on the varieties we can plant. Now, there is a process you can go through in Bordeaux in France to change that or to introduce a new variety. It takes about 15 years, okay, through trials and tests. But no, in general, we know over the centuries that we've been making wine over there. We've got a little bit of experience, and so they know generally what varieties work well in their types of soils and the climates. So it rarely changes, but it's open to changes, like I said, through a process that takes quite a bit of time.
Okay. So people, I think anyone, or some consumers who know Bordeaux, think about the blends. Is that certainly one of the staples, but not the only thing that comes out of there, right?
No.
What about
we have blends, but you can have singular varieties as well.
Yes, of course. We are doing actually one white that is one variety, Sauvignon Blanc 100%, that is vinified and aged in oak barrels. But Bordeaux wines are well known for their blending, actually. And we're using mostly Sauvignon Blanc, but we use also Sémillon and Muscadelle. That's the three varieties. Which
is in the white that we're going to be tasting today.
Yes.
Okay.
Kurt?
For the red, it's mostly Merlot on the right bank, blended with a bit of Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, could be Malbec, it could be Petit Verdot or Carmenère, old varieties that are coming back on the market.
Yeah.
Okay. Just, I think, two other things. So, when did you start at Naylor, and what did you do there?
I was in
Dick was still there.
Yes, absolutely. And I started there when I was maybe 14 or 15, actually picking grapes just in the summer. And then as I needed a part-time job, I had a friend who was working there, and he said, "Hey, they're looking for some help down there." So I knew. And
you said you grew up in Stewartstown.
I grew up on a farm just beside. My grandfather had a potato farm, and I helped them on the farm and drove a tractor like most of us do here in the countryside. And so it was a shoe-in for me there at the winery, and I knew how to do what they needed to do. And so I just stuck on and kept working there in high school. And so I started there when I was 15, 16, and kept going through until we met in 1994.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's his French by now?
Oh, great. Better than my English.
Better than...
For sure.
But after 22 years, it took that long to get there, because when I left and when I got over there, it wasn't as good as it is today.
Okay. Well, if you stop by here at the store at the West Shore Shopping Center the next 2 hours,
Yes.
You can test ask him some things
right.
to say in French.
Come out and give me a try.
But they'll be here until 2 o'clock pouring a couple of their wines. So thank you for the interview.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy
Please
your
come out and
stay.
taste our wines and meet us.
And
Happy to
visit
shake your
us
hand.
in France, in Bordeaux.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.